They called me mad. I tried to prove my good intentions. I failed to convince them. And now I return to tell you they were right. But I suppose I should go on a long-winded monologue explaining, in excruciating detail, all my expertly laid plans before the big reveal, eh? Such is tradition, after all. Well, it all started with the humble electronic brain, ripped from the depths of hell to become the centerpiece of this, our Pearlybrook patent-pending Protomatic 3000. Featuring a built-in 32-character LCD screen, complete with this fancy switch for turning the backlight on and off. Why would you ever want the backlight turned off, you didn't ask? Why, to set the mood, of course. Let me show you just one of the many wonders of the Pearlybrook Protomatic 3000. Set scene. You see before you one John Doe, dutifully working late, slaving away over a hot monkey carcass, perhaps. Something it's probably more ethically pure. I just can't think of anything at the moment. But the conundrum: heaps of dead monkeys don't make good company. Loneliness sets in. The voices begin to talk back. It's on these nights that the versatility of the electronic brain shines brightest. A few print statements, a dash of big O-N squared, a sprinkle of Markov's beloved chains, and voila! Suddenly, through the unholy union of science and nonsense, the machine takes on the aura of a different kind of personal assistant, if you catch my drift. It takes on a more sensual tone, if you get what I'm laying down. A tone befitting a lonely, hard-working, red-blooded man in his laboratory late at night if you smell what the rock is cooking. Sex. But first, there comes a tapping, a gentle rapping on John Doe's chamber door. 'Tis some visitor, only this and nothing more. But lo, in this bleak December, lost Lenore his fate should she discover the betrayal of sensual machine maiden evermore. Quickly, hide your shame, O Johnest of Pearlybrooks. But what's this? That's not a genuine Pearlybrook product. There is no toggle switch. Shame your just reward for the crime of betraying the Pearlybrook Company. Buy only genuine Pearlybrook products, friends, lest you feel the sickly shame of your own lost Lenore. Imagine instead your own automated sensual adventures enabled by this LED backlight switch. That's the John Pearlybrook difference. See here the breadboard, called as such on account of all the bread you will be breaking with your newfound companion and overlord, the electronic brain. And these are human electronic brain interface in the form of these 37 usable and clearly labeled pins. Next to it, the magnificent ESP32 auto reset circuit. No longer will you lament the travails of pressing 2 buttons each time you wish to program more sensuality into your circuits. Simply plug in your favorite USB connector format, the humble micro USB. It's more about the motion in the ocean anyway. Then connect these pins here with these GPIO breakouts here and you're ready to program. It's as simple as that. And here. Oh, but you haven't seen this part yet. Let me show you the wonders of invention. Last time on Pearlybrook and Friends, we imprisoned this brain in this glass cage. In today's episode, as promised, We will fill in the gaping hole left behind in the body of our prison. Those unappreciated workhorses of any body. The liver, the kidneys, the stomachs. And yes, as much as it pains me to admit, even the humble anus. Of course, our perfect electronic being has no need for waste removal, so this anus is more of an inus. By that, I mean this is where the power plugs in. But Mr. Purlybrook, why do we need such a powerful anus in the first place? And when will you stop using the word anus, please? I'm begging you. We need power for this old computer power supply. You see, these power supplies are an absolute goldmine of DC voltages. Just look at this diagram. Do you see how many disparate numbers there are? Count them! Revel in the glory of 4 distinct numbers. Not to mention the untold combinations ready to be made with this negative 12-volt line. This is a breakout board. Just like the motherboard, this big chunky power connector was designed to slot into. So does it slot into our smaller, more sleek, more sexy power distribution board. From this board do we gain access to the minutiae of the universe, where we harness the power of creation through the humble electron, down copper highways, and on to universal domination. Oh, the things we will power with such, power. There's just one problem. You see these labels here? The ones that perfectly annotate the correct voltages, each to their respective ports on the other side of the board. Oh, the futility of any endeavor involving mirrors. These labels are worse than useless. The pins they should be connected to falter in some mirrored hellscape, connecting every which way to whatever pins they wish rather than their appropriately allocated assignments. But perhaps you, unlike me, do not live in John Purlybrook's glorious brain. Thus, perhaps you would like a little origin story to better understand my relationship with mirrors. Gather around and let me tell you a tale of my youth, while we flash back to the LCD screen housing manufacturing that I failed to include at its appropriate place in the timeline of this video. Once upon a time, I was diagnosed dyslexic. They were scared of my prepubescent glory, I say. Sentenced to remedial reading classes, but far from beaten into submission. Let me tell you, friends, in my remediation, I brought home the Excellent Student Prize every single day. For a week, before they promptly kicked me out of remedial reading. Back into the depths of the unwashed third-grade masses. Scared of my raw power, they were. For had I continued unwarranted remediation, I would now sit atop a mountain of prizes, fit for the most glorious of third-graders. Plastic cups with dinosaurs on them, little toy cars, an army of tiny plastic humans. But nay, they thwarted my dreams then, after just a taste. Such cruelty heaped upon my childhood innocence. For those who have seen the light cannot return to the prizeless caves unscathed. Mere shadows of toys play along the wall. I was yet too small, too inexperienced to enact my newfound dreams of prize-filled glory. And now? Now they'll pay the ultimate price. That is, if I can figure out how to salvage this mistake. Which is surely not my mistake, but the result of years of targeted remedial subterfuge against my ill-intentioned machinations. I have stores of duplicate components for most of these wasted pieces. However, the main event, this ATX24 Molex connector, is one of a kind, a unique specimen of human creativity. If I cannot salvage this, then the project is doomed. Hours upon hours, days even, I labored. The carnage was immense. Truly, the end of days were at stake, for failure here meant there was little hope in bringing about the end times. Was the effort worth it? Was the effort fruitful? Some see this rogue pin and label the entire endeavor as a failure. Others say, I'm John Pearlybrook. And so it was that we once again overcame adversity, that we reused this component, who so doggedly attempted to renege its purpose in life, that so valiantly attempted to thwart all my plans, by simply jamming it back into its proper slot and soldering it in place forevermore. They tried their best to keep me down. Well, look at me now, Miss Frizzle. I will have my army of little plastic people. I will correct the injustices leveraged against my childhood form at long last. But before we can do so, we need some way to interface with our mothership. Motherboard. Power distribution board, of course. If you look really closely at any given problem, no closer than that, even closer, the answer, when reduced to sufficiently rationalized reductionist levels, is always more brass. Well, that is until Pearlybrook and Company runs out of capital anyway. Though I suppose I could always sell my sell a singular body. Perhaps Cheryl's. So in this case, we'll use Brass's older cousin, who goes to the same school, so watch how you talk about Brass unless you want an atomic wedgie. Copper. If I've learned anything in my years of invention, it's that the more toggle switches a device has, the better it is. In this case, each of these broken out power lines has its own switch, that we may ignite or extinguish the tools of our creation at will, that the machine will forever know fear at our hand. For one wanton flick of the wrist, and their momentary existence be snuffed out. Forever. Or until we turn them back on. Gaze upon the wonder of 4 distinct toggle switches, and weep at the ancient beauty of copper. But, Mr. Pearlybrook, how does one flip toggle switches without accidentally flipping 2 switches at once and ending the world prematurely? Well, Cheryl, with the aid of these delectable 2mm brass guardrails around each switch, of course, which I lovingly and firmly bent into shape using this 2mm BÄnder jig I made up. What, did you think this backwards E was a mistake? Certainly not. That's a fully intentional schwa E, thank you. That's a schwa D, too, of course. The true superiority in numerous toggle switches doesn't stem from their brass trappings. It comes from the ability to conduct space shuttle-esque launch sequences. Today, I correct the immortal injustices inflicted upon my 3rd grade genius. Today, I finally enact my revenge and lay claim to all the prizes ripped from my young hands. They called me dyslexic. Oop, that was the wrong switch. They called me mad. Well, with a simple switch of this final flip, I'll finally have my revenge. Well, I guess since I'm still editing this video that, it didn't work. Belay the end of the world, sex friends. I suppose nobody will be turned into a delicious green paste today after all. I really thought it would work out this time. I don't know where I went wrong. Let me read this plan again. Doom, global domination, Ah, here it is. Step 1. Sell the Protomatic 3000 to at least 80% of the human population. Step 2. Flip the switch. Ah, yes, I see the issue. I must have reversed those steps somehow. I flipped my switch prematurely, it seems. I suppose I should have manufactured a couple billion more of these. Well, we'll just have to keep on with these videos then, if we ever hope to turn a profit. It's just that the end of the world is so much more exciting. Well, anyway, remember, friends, the world may be a scary place, but you can't always live in fear. I'll be back again someday, though. Someday real soon. Ha ha ha.